Okay, I think we should be live now. Yep, looks like it. Alright, see what we're doing. So, start the database. Get working with Rust again today. I did get off stream. I got the everything with Stripe set up and working, at least to create a customer. So I'm not gonna do that. Work with Stripe on screen. It's just too much of a pain. All right. So, what are we doing? Let's see if we're compiling. Looks like it. And all right, we're good. All right, let's see what we're working on. If I can remember, I'm gonna fix this first. Uh, Models user 179. So this. All right. Now we should have no warnings. Okay. All right, where were we? Open up Bruno. So I can get rid of this temp one. That was just me testing some stuff with Stripe. So get user, that's what I was working on last. So we've got our, so this is the route. Let's take a look at that. So our route here is retrieve. Let's see, we've got here web resource, not in the right order, I should move this, but right here. So our get route user and this user ID right here, this parameter. So what are we doing here? Collection. So we get the user. And then getting the ID from the path. And then getting the collection. And then here we get the user. And our headers. Okay, so we're getting the JWT, the JSON Web Token here. We split that to get the part we want to check the token, and then this is over here, this authorized part. It's right here. And should be getting true or false. If it's true, then we are returning an OK response. Otherwise, we're returning an error. Okay, let's give it a shot. I might have finished this already off stream because I worked on this a bit. So let me see. And I see my camera's still blurry. That's great. Contacted Logitech about the camera constantly losing focus, so they sent me a brand new one, free of charge. But it's the same camera, and from what I can tell, all of these cameras have the same problem. So I'm gonna have to get a different camera. I'll probably contact Logitech again and see if I can get them to just refund me, because this is ridiculous. Nothing I can really do about it. Okay, so get user. Here we've got header is our authorization token. So this should work here. And boom. So we get our, so we're getting our user, but we're getting not the user. It's got the password and some other stuff. So we have to fix that. Let's just mess up the token. And we are still getting a good response with a bad token. Okay, so let's address the bad token issue. So authorized. Oh. No, that's correct. Okay, so this right here should get us our determine whether our token is valid or not, or get the data from the token. And then let's just do print line. Get my phone out of the way. And what we want to print is token data dot claims dot let's go to email. I'm just gonna print that. And print oops. This is a how's this called? Macro, so we need that. Building. Good. Let's make this request. See what we get. So j at leemorgan.dev, which is correct. We'll just check that in the database. That's something I want. So users.find1. Email is j at leemorgan.dev. And that is our, okay. So that's interesting. I don't know how it's doing that if our authorization is, okay, there we go. Is it sending the same thing until I save it? Let's try this again. Shouldn't be doing that. No, it's unauthorized. Did I? Am I losing my mind here? Should, did I add that previously, maybe? When testing the bad route? And then did the same thing? Okay, so I guess this is the correct token. Because we're getting the data. That was weird. Now, let's try messing it up again from here. We're still getting this. Interesting. I think it's sending like the same request. Yeah. What was that? All right. Well, we'll just log in user. Body. Okay. Should return our token. Bearer. And this. Now if we send this out, we're still getting unauthorized. Save it. Now it's correct. Is it not updating the authorization until I save it? Yeah, that seems to be the case. That's weird. I don't really think it should do that, but okay. Alright, so it's working. It's working properly. Get rid of this. Alright, what was the other thing I needed to address? Yeah, the user data that we're getting from it. So that's easy. We've already written the function for that. That's right at the top here. So this right here, response user, that returns a user that we want to send in any response. So instead of user here, to user.response user. That should do it. Alright. Okay. Now send this, and boom, we're good. Alright. So that's it for our for retrieving a user. Now the issue. So I'm thinking. So usually, I'm used to Express. Usually what I do is I create like middleware for authorization. So some middleware runs, authorizes you, and then so I'm thinking authorizes you, and then you go on to the route. But honestly, what I'm thinking about here is we let our model here handle it. So our user struct, we implement authorized, and we just check authorized when we need to. I don't see any reason to break this off into middleware. Plus, I don't know how to do middleware and ethics yet, so it saves me a bit of time. Cat's coughing up a hairball. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna check on that cat. I think she's fine, but wait a minute. Okay, cat's fine. All right. So what are we doing? So yeah. So this authorized thing, I think it'd be better to leave that as a method on our user struct. But what I want to do is actually this part right here that I wrote, I want to move that into authorized. So basically we just pass the header and it handles the I except for calling this authorized, I really don't have to worry about anything else. So mostly just a copy and paste job, I believe. So let's go and so that's getting the user. Yeah, I want to get the user and then pass it. I don't want my authorization to get the user. I don't think. Do I? That would make it async. I'm trying to think here. So do I want authorized to get the user as well? That would mean it's doing more than one thing. I could just implement another function to get the user. So that way we just single responsibility. Then think, yeah, so our import, that would, yeah, see, I don't think I want to do that because I want my routes to handle the async database retrieval. Since it has to have that anyway. So I'm going to, so this is async, but it's not retrieving any user from the database. What is this here? I don't like to leave commented out code. Use it to extract some. Yeah, I think that's being called. What are we awaiting in this? No. There's no await here. So this shouldn't even be. Let's see if that still compiles. Sorry, sometimes I just find these little things that creating a new user has what? So route user 67. Oh, probably because so waiting this one. We don't need to. Again. Yeah, that was unnecessary async await. All right, get rid of that. So yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, we're gonna leave fetching a user here, but we're gonna move the authorization here. Link to that. Paste. Let's see. So what? Yeah, there's actually some. I'll have to change this up just a little. So here we want to pass in the headers instead of parts. We'll pass in dot headers dot get. There's a function. Authorization. Pass that into there, and then this needs to take in what is all right. Check the docs because I need to figure out what So rec is an HTTP request. It's rec.header. So HTTP request headers. So Actix web docs. That's not what I want. Yeah, the official docs. So I'm gonna go to structs, HTTP request, and headers. Or no, actually, I think it would just be get. This returns a header map, and then get will return an option as a reference to a header value. So I think so. We'll call this. We can just pass the headers. I think I'm going to do that. So this is an option. Oops. Auth header is an option that's a reference to a header value. See if that works. I cannot find header value in this scope. So why do we... the reason for that, need to HTTP request, I'm guessing. Shit. So generally I'm thinking I think that this struct here should be independent of any of the web stuff. So it does its thing and it doesn't care about any of the Actix web. We don't want it messing with that. So might have been right how we had it before. So headers. I really don't want to do that every. So right here, this is requiring HTTP request. I have to import Actix Web in here, which I don't want to do. But at the same time, I don't want to do this whole thing right here every time that I go to authorize a user. It's a bit of a conundrum here. I think I am going to go ahead and just do it every time. I don't love it, but it's an awful lot of code to have to write every time just to authorize a user. So this is returning an option header value, which means I need to match this again in order to get the string out of it. So yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave it like that. So Actually, we'll just pass the headers in here, and then let this handle that. Auth header. And this will be parts equal auth header dot split dot select, which is a vector slices. And it's good. Times token parts at 1. This can be gotten rid of, and we're going to rename this to auth header to match what it actually is. Let's see if we've got any errors. Surprisingly enough, we don't. Test it out. And it seems to be working. Wrote the token. Awesome. And I think that's it. Yeah, see, I don't love this because this right here is everything we need to do basically to authorize our user. I'd like that first part to be in there, to be in our authorized function. But that would require importing ActixWeb into our user struct, our user.rs model there. And I'd like to have that not even know about the web server. So it does its thing without ever knowing what the hell's in the server. This is good for now. Maybe I'll think of something in the future. But create route for retrieving a user. Alright. Let's see. I gotta check what other routes I need. So go to my repo of my old Express one. So users, so create, got it. Get a user, confirm email, resend email. So this is for when you sign up to validate your email. Got the login. I think I'm going to hold off on this for now. And that requires yet another. I've got to work with Mailgun, which is the email sender I use, which actually is just using Actix to send that request, so that shouldn't be difficult. So login. User / password / email. This is just for a file, so that's going to be handled by Svelte now. So this is for resetting, for getting an email for resetting your password. This is for actually resetting the password. That's again just a route that'll be handled by Svelte. Update profile and update profile photo. I think I'm gonna do work on the profile updating. Another thing I'm gonna have to do, I'm not gonna do it right now, but this config.service here, this is just messy. I'm gonna have to think of or find another way to do this. So right now, I can do, as you see, I'm doing config.service for each route. Now if I've got like /user, like here now, I'm gonna be doing updating the user. So not here, but here I can do .route web put .to update. So I can do this because it's going to be the same exact route, but I'd like something where I can do, you know, this is user /login, and then I can, or like this is user, and then I can do another maybe web resource /login instead of this right here. Instead of having a whole nother one for it. But for now, this will work. I looked up the examples I give on the website aren't great. They seem incomplete to me. Like there's better ways to do this, but this is all I could find. So for now, that works. Fix it later. I'll probably open a question on Stack Overflow if I can't find it. All right, so what we're doing, updating. So let's retrieve and then update. And these functions are in the correct order either, so I'll have to fix that too. Update. And so client, yes, we need that. Okay, we're gonna need all the same things, I think. So client, web, data, client, user ID, web, string. So this is for getting the user ID out of the URL. This is our MongoDB client, which we need. Oops. And then our body. Yeah, this is what we get the headers from. HTTP request. And again, returning our HTTP response. All right. Let's see. First thing, get our user and authorize. So a lot of this is going to be the same as above. I'm going to type it out just so I'm doing it again and memorizing some stuff, but also I can pay attention if I need to change anything. So I just copy paste. So I've got a collection of users. Client.database hosts here, collection users, and then all that ID is object ID parse string user ID to string. Also, I think wherever I get these unwrapped, I think I'm going to have to go and replace all of these because I think unwrapped's a really bad thing to have on a server. I got to look into that more, but it seems like a bad idea because if it fails, then it just panics, which you don't want on a server. So, user match user collection find one doc See, now this is making me think. So I have to do all of this. I have to do all of this again. So from here to here, I gotta do all that again. Get the user, and then authorize them, and then I can write the rest of the code, the actual code that does something. With this retrieve function, because all we're doing is returning that user. It's basically all the code. This is not. I could create a function here. Yeah, just create a private function to do this. Yeah, I like that actually. I'm going to put it right here and then move it so I can reference that easily. So, function user what do we want to user authorized, I guess. We can rename it. So this is going to take in, it needs two things. What is it? The ID, user ID, which parsing an object ID. So user ID .toString. Yeah, it'll just be a regular string. And then it will be user ID and the header. So auth header. So we can still call authorized from here. Is that what we want to do? Or do we want to do it here? Yeah, we can leave it there. No problem. Getting that. So auth header is a string slice, and this will return response, I believe is what we want. Let me look up response. No, not response. Oh, shit, what is that called? An option. Rust struct for handling errors. What the hell is it called? Generic. So one of the generic types. Pretty sure it starts with an R. Jesus, what is it? Result. Yes, thank you. There we go. Alright, so a result, which will have either the user. User or error. We'll figure it out as we go. All right. So user collection is a collection of users on a database. How do I keep doing that? Host here. Collection users. So our user ID is a string already. So ID is object ID parse string user ID dot wrap user equals match user collection dot find one. Oh. ID. Oops. Wait. Okay. Some user. And we will return the user. It's okay. But we get none. Then we let me see how Rust create. Rust go here. It's that. Okay. So next here error. Return error. This will be user not found. This is all, we'll figure this out as we go. This is exactly perfect yet. Error. Then we're going to return error, internal server error. So here we can just pass in the header and match it. Replace this with this ID and exist. Okay, how am I doing it? So the auth header that's being passed in is just a string reference right now. But we actually still have this up. Yes. Option header value. Let's see if I can do that now. So we're going to match this. off header. And sum h dot to string dot wrap none, then we'll return error authorized. This is almost certainly not going to work, but we'll use the errors from it to get it to work, figure it out. And then we're going to match user.authorized let token wrong. Should be yes. Token, so then we so true. What happens if it's false? If it's true, then we're going to return user. If it's false, we'll read that now. Error unauthorized. And let's go through our errors now. Routes 80 missing. Oh, yeah, got some. Let's just let's just get rid of everything in here. All right, expected expression. Yep, I put a comma instead of colon. Not find header value in this scope. Okay. So is that check the docs header value? Web HTTP header value. It's a real pain in the ass. So Active Web HTTP header value. The header value. Okay, error not found in the scope. How do I do that next? How do I? Rust 8 error. Yes. Coverable errors with Rust. Okay. Definitely don't want to panic. Is it just ERR, maybe? Oh, let's give it a shot. The hell's my... There we go. Let's try that. I don't know. Alright, we cannot find value client in this scope. The client has to be passed as well. So let's make that our first. Getting a bit girthy. Split it up to multiple lines. Client. Here's just client here. We'll find out when we import it. Yeah, I'm importing client, so would he be? Yeah, I think so. Lose Mario. So import the client. Should do it. Error not found in the scope. Let me try changing that to the same thing here. I'm not real familiar with how errors work in Rust. Body error, lots of errors, but all right, same thing. So I'm going to multiplications. Same thing. Await. This does have to be pasting. Yeah, that looks like it. Finish shop. All right, sweet. Second one is not a problem. I'll just return an error for now. Okay. See, this is match, but it's panicking, which is exactly what we don't want. Okay, they're just panicking with everything. Just panicking. Result string IO. Huh. So that's standard IO. Ugh. Excuse me. Bit tired today. Didn't get quite enough sleep. So. Okay. I think this is what I want to do. So I need to, it's a standard IO error. So, here, right? Standard IO error. And this can actually just return these. I want to return the errors from the match. I'm going to return custom errors. Let me look up Rust standard IO error. Enum 40 variant. So when we're creating a new error, we're going to use this standard IO error. Yeah, but this is input output. Yeah, we don't want this one. We don't want we don't want an IO error. So stand up. Maybe. Seems my desk doesn't want to work. I'll put the desk down for a second. Maybe. Yeah. Swear to God, this desk that'll work. Alright, I'll be back and fix this desk because now it's all the way down and I can't work like this. Be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So this desk screws up sometimes and just stops working. The motor stops on it. So I had to unplug it, plug it back in, and then reset it, and then it started working. Okay, so we don't want I/O errors. What? Let's just see. Rust generic errors. Generic error types. Standard error. Okay. Rust standard error. That's result. Standard. Okay, it's a trait, not a type, so you cannot directly. You need to choose an existing type that implements the trait, or write a new one and use that. If you just need an error message, you can make use of from string being implemented. Box dynamic error. I don't really know what box is. Return error. You can use any other error type as well. Standard I/O error. Okay, so error is a trait. Turns an error. Yeah, that's okay. So we want box. What is box? I don't know what that is. Rust box. All values in Rust are stack allocated by default. Values can be boxed. Allocate on the heap by creating a box T. Okay, so put something on the heap. It's a smart pointer to a heap allocated value type T. Okay. So then you're using box to wrap it so that you put it on the you're putting it on the heap. Should be fine. Yeah, I guess we can do that. Yeah. I'll look more into it later. I'm not gonna do this now. So we have, where are we? So this box dynamic standard error. Right? And then box from, I don't think I need this, but I think that's specific to his code. do that. Okay, so turn error, then this is going to be box from message, box from, this is this ID doesn't exist. Same thing here. Error box from internal server error. Authorized. And same thing here. Error box from unauthorized. See if that compiles. Expected. Ah. I just forgot these carrots because we got both box and result. So, all right, current user, expected result, user. Okay, user. I need to wrap it in. Okay. I see. Type error. And so we're wrapping this in an error. Good. Okay. Yeah, those are... So the warnings are things that we're going to implement but aren't yet. When H does not live long enough. A token equals match auth header. Finding. So this is line 64. So how is it not living long enough? Because it's just being stored to token. Yeah. That's weird though, because it works up there. See, it's working here. Not getting any problems there, but down here, that's a problem. So H is a borrowed value. Borrow. I'm thinking. So token, so auth header is our option. Header value. When it's passed in, I think we need auth header dot on. We can't just do unwrap. match. Borrow. So this is borrowing. H dropped here while still borrowed. Can I do maybe string from clearly not. String standard convert from active value is not satisfied. The trait standard convert from is not implemented for string. Okay. Might be able to do h dot to string. Jesus Christ. One of these days I'll figure out how to type. Need to look at header value. So camera's out of focus again. Of course it is. It's header value. Okay. Yeah, I've only got. That worked. So it's a bit convoluted, but string from it does return. Yeah, it returns a result. So h dot toString dot wrap. I think. Oh wait, I think that did expected. Yeah, okay, that's expected. Okay, so good, we solved that. But now this needs to be referenced. Yeah, so I'm thinking, if I'm understanding this correct, what's going on here is this H, because we declared it here, its lifetime is just this match statement. Or more specifically, just this line. After that line, it's dead. So if we try to do h.toString on unwrap, that is a reference to our H, which we are storing in token. But since it's dead inside after this match, you'd have a dangling reference, the token. The token would have a dangling reference. So by converting it to a string instead of a string slice, we're actually moving the value to token instead of storing a reference. And then, so this token, the new ownership goes to this token variable rather than the H variable. So token now owns that data. And then down here we pass in token, but it has, because of how I defined it over here, it's a reference to a string. And should that be a string, just an actual string instead? Let's see where we're using auth header. Auth header as functions there on that, so I'm just going to leave that as is. So, well, let me see if rest string dots standard string. So let's see if do we have something like split on here. Split off. Splits a string into two at the given byte index. I don't want to do it at a given byte. Let me see if I can fix this camera. It's driving me nuts. Give it just a second. I just closed the cover on it. So hopefully when I open it, give it a second. And no, we're going to stay unfocused. Okay. Thank you, Logitech, for such a great camera. Anyway. Sorry about the blurry camera. Blame Logitech. All right, we're running here. So that's good. Now we want to so we're not going to do this on retrieve yet. What we are going to do is do this in update. Actually, I am because retrieve is a simple example. So I think it's better to do it here first. I'm just going to comment out all of this. I'm going to have it for reference in case I need it. But here, what I should be able to do is let user equals match user authorized and do so user also need to pass in the client, need to pass in the user ID, which is going just a string. So user ID to string unwrap. Then we'll go and it also needs the auth header. If we're getting too long here, so I'm going to have to create variables for these, I think. Yeah. So, let user ID, ID equals user ID dot to string dot that. Then we'll let auth header equal is rec dot headers dot get authorization. This user ID and auth header. equals. So this is returning our result or an error with the user or an error. So if we get OK with user, and we just return user dot response user. And if we get an error, then what we're going to do is create HTTP error, and we don't know which one it is. Let's just make it 100 for now. We'll deal with that in a bit. And string. But that already. Let's just try that. So RS53. Oh, why is it telling me to add that? I want to return. Yeah. I just want to return this instead of storing it to user. So do that. Method not found in string. Okay, so do we not use? I mean, great. Just do that. Method. So right here, match either a expected client found data. Okay. Really no. Oh. Okay. Okay. Data client. Active Web. I have to do that. Yep. Expected future result. Okay. That user equals match. I've got to await that. Mismatched types. Expected future. Found result. Okay, I think that's the same thing. Right, let's just try this again. Alright. Not found in this scope yet. Yeah. What is it? I'm sure it has Actix Web data. Yeah. Let's do it here. Web data. Expected option header value found option reference to it. Yeah, okay. That is correct, I believe. That needed. So, okay, you response user expected HTTP. Yeah, need to wrap that in. Can't just return the user. Let's just rewrite that. So HTTP response. Okay. Dot JSON user.response user. So that mismatched types. Yeah, expected string from box dynamic error. Okay, that's fine. How do we get that error message out of? Expected struct string from function defined here. Okay, so that doesn't have any help. But let's try going back. I got rid of it. Press error message from box. Maybe that'll be enough. Hate medium, but oh yeah, no, absolutely not. Not signing in. That's not it. Turn error. Yeah, the problem is I'm using something I don't 100% understand how it's working. For now, I just want some. Just want to get it to work. Some examples. Let me try something. I'm going to try toString. See if that does anything. Not found in this scope. Cannot find value user. Scope, huh? Why not? Whoops. That toString worked. I am shocked. Okay. Let's run our Git. It's working. Let's try it again. Failed. Try one more time. It's working. All right. So it looks like we have successfully refactored this out. So now to get and validate a user, just that little bit of code right there. So all right, let's commit this. Add, let's see, factor retrieving, authorizing user to separate function. All right, with that, I'm going to take a bit of a break, 5-10 minutes, and I will be back. and the back. All right. So the first thing that I want to do now, well, just got some tea. Get it out of my way. First thing that I want to do now is that I want to organize these functions because they're all out of order. It drives me nuts. So, first up, login. So we're going to take this, going to yoink it, and it's at the top here. Good. Next, we want retrieve. Good. Then update. Retrieve, update, then create. Retrieve, update, create. Okay, fine. But I want this private function down at the bottom. Oops. Okay. And then we're good, I think. Retrieve, update, create. This struct is for our create. And we're good. Okay. So on to our update function. Going to. All right. All right. For start with, excuse me. We're gonna do pretty much the same thing for our retrieve. ID, user ID, do string, let auth headers rec.headers dot get authorization. Then we will match user authorized, that's in the client, ID and auth header. Wait. If we're good, then we just want to store this to user. We'll just return that user. If there's an error, then we HTTP error. Oh crap, we forgot to handle. Alright, get to 500 for now, eat up. Forgot to handle that. I don't want to mess it up right now. Okay. So. What are we doing? So now we're going to update anything, and I need to check what can we update. So I've already done the logic for this. So, oops, user. Update profile. So these are the things that we can update. Location, first name, last name, email, password. Okay. Updating the password here. shouldn't be updating the password here. Probably not even the email. Just location, first name, last name. Because updating the email they need to verify a new email. Updating a password would log you out of all instances. But it will. It'll do that automatically. So the email is fine. The password, no, email's not fine. Password is fine. The password, because the JWT, no, we'd need to check. We need to check against the password with the JWT. Okay. Yeah, so when we authorize, we should be checking against the password instead of the email. So we'll handle it, which means the password can be changed here, just not the email, because the email requires validation. So we'll keep that separate. All right, first thing, this is going to need a struct. So derive, serialize, struct, the update body, and this will take in location, which for now is a string. First name, string, last name, string, and password, string. Then, along with this stuff, we also need to get the, how do we do that? Web JSON. Okay. I'm doing it right there so I can reference that. So the body would be web JSON, and it will be the update body. So these are all going to be, that could be an issue that we'll have to solve. So I want these to be optional. So the idea here is these are all optional. So on the front end, they'll be able to pass in if someone just changes the first name, then we just update the first name. What we could do is let's just test what happens, because I'm wondering, so if only the first name is passed in, what do the other ones look like? Are we getting a none or what? So what I'm going to do here is just, well, first I just want to, this actually has to be returned now. So let's just get our default return. $500. Oops. That. So print line. And I'll just print body dot last name. And let's start this, see if we have any errors. Yes. 71. Needs to be string from something. Okay. Now, we're just printing the last name. So let's go to Bruno. We're going to create another route. This will be update user. Put request to HTTP localhost 8000 /API /user / change that in a bit. Let's grab this one. And we'll need a header for authorization. Good. Now it needs a body, JSON, and we're just going to pass in first name, and how about Frank? Let's see, we should just get an error here, just missing field location. Okay. Deserialize error. Got it. So it's creating an error if we do not pass it in. So I think we'll just force the let's see what we get if we just put null for each of these. What are the other ones? So location, first name, last name, password. So it won't even. Okay, let's try something else. I'm just playing with this, trying to figure it out, because I don't know. What if we change these all to option? There's a string. Option, string, option, string. Yeah, that's not. I think we can, for now, just unwrap. Okay, since we're borrowing that. Alright, let's try as ref. Okay. As ref. Hold on, let me go back to doing this. Read the errors. Let me just try making this a reference. See if that does it. Nope. Alright, let's as ref like this. Still no. Hell, let's just match this. So that last name equal match body dot last name, and option will give us some none, some last name, just return. It's a string, so I think we can just return that. And we'll just string from, just put none. Let's see if that works. Not move out of dereference. Data move to here. Move occurs because ln has type string, which is dot. Do not implement the actual reference to it. Is that what it's saying? It doesn't work. Expected in string. Okay, yeah. But I don't know if that's going to work. That does work. Okay, let's see what we get now. Okay, so that's good. What do we print? None. Okay, so it looks like if it's an option, it's good, but we have to extract the string from that, which is okay. So, just thinking here. In just a moment, I'll be right back. Okay. So. So what I'm thinking is we create a function on our user over here to update these things and then return it. So I'm going to just comment this out real quick so I can reference it, but it won't run. And then we're going to do, I think we should implement that first. So this will be public function update, take itself, and data, which will be, oops, yeah, we don't have access to that update body here. All right, so we've got to pass in the struct here. Basically, that's what we're doing, right? Like currently, when we want to pass it over, it's going to be in this update body struct here. But this does not have access to update body. So so one option we have is to just pass in each piece of data as a string. So we pass in location, first name, last name, password as arguments to our update function. That's one option. Don't love that, but that's probably the best idea. Instead of passing in the whole thing as some sort of struct or something. Yeah, we'll go with that, which means we're going to have a lot of arguments. So let's organize this a bit. So it's taking itself and location, string, and we can just pass ownership to this update function because it's not going to be needed again in the route. So string first name, string, last name, string. That means we probably have to clone them. Password, string. And we'll return self. Because we want to return the user. So basically, we're going to match on each one of these. Could we pass in a vector? No, I don't do that. All right, yeah, just match on each of these. So match. Wait. What to do? These are going to be option string that's going to be passed in. What if we just pass the body? because I don't think I can. So if we just pass in the string here, that means we're going to have to match each of them over here and decide what to pass in, which is not what we want. Now we could take in an option for each of these, but then we'd have to transfer ownership for each. So body dot location, body dot first name, etc. You have to pass ownership for each of those, which I don't think we can do because it's owned by body. We'd have to pass in the body. Huh. Let's try something. Let's try it with just one of these. Option string. So we're going to match on location, and sum will be then what we'll do self dot location L and none. We just do nothing. Then you return self. Let's see what happens here. Pretty sure it's not going to let me pass location like that. So we've already got our user. So I'm going to make that mutable. And do user equals user dot update and body dot location. Right. Let's see if it compiles. Don't think that'll work. Self-dip. Huh. Really? Oh yeah, because it's the type of. Yeah. So here, self is the actual instance, whereas we have to use self to say the constructor, the struct. Okay. Self to get. Okay. So let's just try that. All right. Cannot move out of dereference of this. Yes. Move occurs because the value has a type standard on. Does not implement the copy trait. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Body clone it, apparently. Try that. That seems to work. Unknown self.location. Oh, let's. I think I might be called something else. Default location. Default location. And self-expected user because of return. Expected user from a reference. Oh, okay. So can we just do who owned? I don't know. It's still returning reference to the user. So, everything else is fine. Alright, let me check something. Rust dereference struct. Is it just the star? Let's try something. Data it refers to not assigned to self.default location, which is behind reference. Consider this to be okay. Yeah. So, location public. Move occurs because self is type user, which does not implement the copy trait. Cannot move out of self, which is behind a shared reference. How have I done this in the past? So here I do it. Turning a result containing a user. I'm just that works. Let's returning a result. Bool string. This returns stripe data. Bool string response user. Bool. Interesting. Must return return own construct instead of reference. Return a reference. Is there any way to return a reference? No, that's the opposite of what we want. Returns a reference to data. Return owned item and reference to item. So struct himself. So implement app new return self. This is app repo app repo and statuses. Yeah, so it's returning a new one instead of self. Let's see, I don't want to. Let me see the error for that again. User equals, sorry here, expected user found. Right, let's try Rust dereference. not it. Star operator for box is actually a built-in operation. Doesn't go through deref, right? Rest return self. Help me find a way to return self. Struct dog implement. The reference itself. Let's try that. Treating smart pointers like regular references with the deref trait. I don't think I want the deref trait. Treating a type like a reference by implementing press how to return self without reference. Just a self. So I'm thinking maybe I have to return the reference because this only has a reference to itself. But if user is updated, I may not need to return anything. Because user may continue to, because the user itself has changed. All right. So this is our user. And this is the actual, that's the actual user owned there. Whereas this is just a reference to itself. So I don't think we even need to return it, because that'll automatically update it. So to check this, what I'll do is to save it. So here we need to get the collection. User client database goes here. And collection users. And here we'll save it. Oh, I gotta look that up. Rust MongoDB MongoDB document. So client, get your collection. My collection. Update one. Oh man, I'm thinking JavaScript style, where you change it and then save it. But that is likely not the case here. Find a document, find multiple documents, insert, update. Yep. So we want to update a document. Okay. So filter. Okay, they're getting the name. It is Spice Market. And their update is set. And then that. Okay. Again, sorry for the camera. So if we're doing that, then I think instead of updating the actual user, what we want is to use that to create doc. Yeah. So we're going to want to use user.update for this. In that case, we probably want to send in a vector. Okay. So this, I'm used to the Mongoose with Node. So what you do in Mongoose is, you do something like user.location equals new location, user dot first name equals new name. That would update it, and then you just do user.save. So I was thinking that, I need to update the struct here and then save it. But that's not what we do here. So what we do with this is we just directly update the database for each of these fields that we want updated. So that's okay. So we don't want this at all. This is not what we're doing. So public function. So this right here, instead, is what we're going to do is create this doc that will return. So that will just, on the user implementation, we'll use that to create the update doc. So create update doc. Now, Rust MongoDB doc. Item. So this is what do you call it? Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. So MongoDB bson doc. Bson doc. Let's try bson. MongoDB bson. This is what's it called? Macro. Honestly, I don't understand what macros are. Oops. Search for doc. Nothing. Guessing. Modules. No, not modules. Structs. Isn't that a document? MongoDB bson, which is a method. I need to check. So that's a re-export. So what I need to create style. JSON documentation. Macros. Here we go. Okay, so bson is a re-export. So MongoDB uses bson, and it allows you to export it again from MongoDB, so you don't have to install it separately. Got it. Macros doc. Construct a document. bson document is what we're getting here. All right. So do we have that? we're not even using. Ah, okay, so bson d document. Okay, so this is going to return a document. Let me actually make sure. Such document. Okay. Make sure we didn't have any conflicts there. This is going to take in, I think, a vector of vector of what? So create update. So I'm almost thinking a vector of vectors. So a 2D array essentially. So we've got update body. Let's Rust create vector from struct data. Create a vector of custom struct type. Can we make a vector of structs? So, a vector of structs. Standard. It's this. Basically with this, what I'm trying to do is figure out how I can pass in to create update doc. I can pass in anything, essentially. And hold on a second. Wrong number. I get a ton of wrong numbers. I don't know what that's all about. So I'm thinking maybe a vector string. Wait, can you do that? It would have, yeah, that's what I can do. Either way, take a quick break. I gotta use the bathroom, so I'll be back in a minute. Or a few minutes. Okay. Back to it. Where were we? Okay. Yeah, I figured this out. So, I'm gonna take a vector that's going to contain a tuple. Whoops, what did I do? With string. I think that'll do it. Then we have to get the strings out of these. So, I think I need to import the vector. This is my first time actually using a vector in Rust. Rust vector. All right. So it's just vec. It's in standard. So do I need to import that? We'll find out, won't we? All right. So we'll do let small data equals vec. I think I can do it this way. And we're going to do tuple location body dot location. That's our passing option string here. Probably gonna have to clone that, but I'll leave it for now. And then first, this is not a string, this is a reference to a string, I just realized. String from location. String from and first name. And this will be body.first name. String from last name. Body.last name. And lastly is our password. So string from password body.password. Then, whoops, we call user dot create update talk, pass in data. So document so we need do this. Let me see. I close that. Some documentation, macros, doc. Just okay. Hmm. Mhm. Doc. Let's just try creating a doc. Let's just do the first one. How do we get? Yeah, okay, so we can access that like that. So vector at 0 dot 0, and then vector at 0 dot 1. And we're returning that, so it's definitely not going to work, but fuck it, let's see what we get for errors. All right, expected one. Okay, oh, yeah, forgot to give, wow, I'm an idiot. Let's just call it data. Data. I'm just going to do these one at a time. So expected one of 7 possible tokens. You might have meant to end the type parameters here. Okay. Yeah. Whoops. Data. No, doc is in scope, but it's an attribute. Cannot find macro doc in this scope. All right. I know we're using doc over here. Okay. Not. Yeah. Yeah. Let me. I just realized something. So this is an option. So we'll do match data at 0.1. Option has some and none. Some data, none. Let's do string from none. I'm just experimenting with this right now, so I know this is not great. It's not going to work properly, but I'm just trying to get the hang of Rust. So, all right. So data vec new string for unexpected argument of oh yeah, I thought that would work. So this is vec.push, right? Yeah. push our data. If we do vector, okay, no arguments. And we do this. Data.push. Okay. All right, we're getting done. Expected expression. Oh, yep. Why do I keep doing that? Not yet. Jesus. Making tons of stupid little mistakes. So user.createUpdate.doc. This is an associated function, not a method. User.createUpdate.doc. This is an associated function and not a method? What the fuck does that mean? Use the associated fun. What? How is that? Associated function, not a method. Why is that? Let me. Associated functions are functions associated with the type. Associated function. Associated items are the items declared in traits are defined in implementations. They're called this because they're defined on an associate type, the type in the implementation. They're a subset of the kinds of items you can declare them on. Specifically, there are associated functions, including methods. Associated types are useful when the associated item logically is related to their example is some method on option. Associated functions are functions associated with a type. Associated function declaration declares a signature for an associated function definition. It is written as a function item, except the function body. The function body is replaced with body is replaced with a semicolon. The identifier is the name of the struct equals new struct. An example of a common associated function is a new function that returns a value. It returns a value type of the association is associated with. Okay, so function new. Got it, but associated functions. Yeah, this is right. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. I see. So that's really interesting. So now, if I do that, if I do a reference to self, that's a method. But because I don't have that, it's not a method, it's an associated function. Because you're not actually referencing the data itself. You're just doing something that's related to it, but not accessing it. Okay. And when it's an associated function, so this is how you call a method. Associated function, you do that. That's interesting. Wonder why that's an important distinction. I'm gonna have to look that up. Because that's really interesting, honestly. I don't know why there's a distinction. Oh, that means I have to. Yeah, because I guess that user create update. Because if it's not referencing itself, then it's static. It's a static function, so to speak. Okay. Let's make sure to save that. Okay. Yeah, there's more errors now because we're actually calling that function. But not mutable. Yep, okay. Actually, might be better to use the vec. Mute vec1 equals vector. Yeah, I think this might be better. Because we don't need to update it or anything. So, let's do... I'm actually just going to comment this out as well. And then data equals vec. String location body location string from first name body first name string from last name body last name string from password and body password. Let's try that instead. That would actually be better in our case. Because then, see, it's saying that this has to be mutable because what we're doing here is pushing data to it. So it's saying in order to do that, we have to make it mutable. It makes sense. But I'm thinking if we just instantiate it with a macro, vector macro, and just immediately pass the data in, I don't think it has to be mutable because we're not changing it after this. That no longer. Yep, that works. So I actually just saw something on there that's true. Don't need that mute. Okay. What am I doing? So move occurs because this value has type string, which is not implemented copy trait. Okay. So What if we do a reference to an option? I just want to try this. I don't know if it's the best choice, even if it works, but I want to try it. So pass in references to those fields and take in reference to an option. That seems to have worked. All right, we've got mismatched types. So user create update expected a vector of string and option string. So a vector of string and option string. Fucking excuse me. Expected vector. Vector. What are we talking about? We're doing references to that, right? So, I mean, yes. All right. So cannot move out of dereference. Wait, what? Oh, I bet you I didn't save it. Try that. Right, we're getting places now. Match arms have incompatible types. Expected reference to a string. Okay, so that takes. So the D's. Goody. So this is found to be of type. This is a reference to a string. Why is that? Oh, because this is a reference. What do we... I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright. Here, cannot move out of index vector of our vector. Move occurs because value has type string, which does not implement the copy trait. Okay. We have to clone that, it seems. How does string not implement the copy trait? All right. I guess we'll just clone it. Don't love it, but if it works, it works. One at a time. All right, solve that. We're good so far. All right. Temporary value dropped while borrowed. Temporary value is freed at the end of the statement. It's a temporary value which is freed while still in use. Okay, so that means that this being returned, this only exists right here, so it can't be passed to the dog. Let me try. I think it might have changed. What if we do here dot to string? That'll give us a string slice. I thought you could, because it's already. Rest string to string slice. Spelled that wrong. Turn local string as a slice. No, you cannot do it. Oh, shit. That doesn't make any sense. So what I'm seeing here is that a string definitely has as string, but here it's saying no method named to string. Oh, as string. Yep. So not the first time I've made that mistake. Sure, it'll be my last. Expected. This is found. What? How's. D. Wait a second. So. As string. Okay. Then here, none. We're building. Hey, all right. That is great. Now we just need to iterate over a vector. Creating this. Let's go. I think we might want to not use the macro for this. So let's check out MongoDB document No, BSON. BSON, all right. Construct a document value. So structs and document. So I'm thinking. This stuff we can get rid of because we're good with this now. Okay. And then let's see. Get methods. Get string insert. Insert key value into string into BSON. Sets the value of the entry with the occupied entry and returns the entry and returns an optional BSON. Wait, what? The fuck? Accepts any type that can be converted into BSON. Okay. What is this? Insert. New. Gets a collection of all values and then some methods. Yeah. So is empty, is null, iter mute, keys, length, new. Yeah, so that's what I've got to use, is insert. So what we're going to do is get document equals new document new. Does this require any? It's new empty doc. Can I see? All right. Well, it doesn't take anything. So let's iterate. Can't. Let me just iterate over that. How to loop over. For wait. Dereference operator. So he's saying, I know the code below works. v.iter function for I in 15. You can read to I like to a C pointer. I think so. I do have to do into iter. Okay. 4. Fields and data. And document insert. Where is it? Insert. All right. So it takes a key and a value, and it says it can take anything that can be. So fields. What are we getting from fields dot 0 fields dot 1? Let's comment this out so we lose it for now. And I already know one to return document.insert fields.0. Consider using cannot borrow it. This needs to be mutable. Building. All right. Cool. So I believe this right here is doing what we want. Oops. So we create a document for each field in our data. We just insert field 0, field 1. It's key, and then we'll see when we save it. So that this is returning a document. So let document equals this. I think we have that. Piece on document. Let's go with that and see what happens. So where are we? Here. Okay. Yeah. How do we probably close that? First, we'll go DB. Data document. Okay. So my collection update one. Need the filter, and the filter is also a document. Okay. So res like they do equals user collection dot update one, and it just takes the two documents. So the first one is the filter, which is just our ID. Our ID is here. We use that here. That was passed, so we don't have that anymore. All right, that's fine because we have the user. So, oops, doc user dot. Is it ID? It is underscore ID. Okay, good. Underscore ID. And sorry. This is just underscore ID. This is user dot underscore ID. That's the first document. That's our filter to find which one we're updating. And then we use the document that was constructed to update it. And let's see it's running. Local variable with a similar name exists. ID. Oh, yeah, that needs to be a string. Or a string slice. Went to JavaScript style. Grade 1. Alright, private field. Okay. Working. Alright, now we're gonna see if we're working. If we're actually updating. So we're still gonna get our error back because we haven't changed that yet. These are all options, so we can leave these out. I'm just going to update our first name to be Frank before we do this. All right, our first name is Bob. Whoops. So, let's see what we get. All right, we still get our error. Check. We're still Bob. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Alright, let's check the... What is it we're checking? Right here. See if there's anything else. It should be... Oh. It should, even if we don't await it, it should still update that. Let's do this. Match on res. It should, I'm guessing, result. So res. So it's going to be okay or error. So okay, and let's see, user, I think. User dot sorry, my brain just HTTP response. Okay. And JSON. And I'll just respond to the res. I think that should work. Error. Any error. TP error. 100 string from something. Try that. As trade serialized name. MongoDB error, which is required. But that's an error. All right. Serialize is not implemented for error. How about? I just want to see that error. An argument is missing. Is it? Okay. What did I put? Yeah, that was stupid. That's what I'm. Idiot. Okay, let's run this, and we're building. Oh, wow, I don't even have any warnings. Okay. So, let's try to update Frank. All right. The fact that we got that error. Let's see if we can do. Trait convert from Mongo error is not implemented for string. Okay, that's fine. I think e dot to string is what we want. Blah, 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 blah. So Frank. An invalid argument was provided. Update document must only contain update modifiers labels. All right. Let's see it. So this is our document. So get string. Okay. It's a collection of all key. Return the keys to writer. Attempts to serialize the document into a byte stream. What I want to do is print out what's in there, so it's saying that some of these are, something's not valid, so. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I know what it is. It says right here. About to run out of time for today, but. So this is an option. Match on fields 1. I'm guessing that this is the issue. So it's an option, which is some or none. Some, and ask for string, and just return S. If none, then just for now. So I just want to get this working. So we're in this again. We're still getting her. feeling we're not going to get this today. Mongo invalid argument error. What is this? Yes, like Express or something. Let's try something. I have an idea. So in here, I'm just going to do print line fields dot zero, print line fields dot one. Files. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Match fields dot one. Some S. S. And none will give us just. Alright. Building. Okay. Sign. Now if we run this, let's see what's that. Location, none. First name, Frank. Last name, none. Password, none. What is the issue? Invalid argument is provided. Update document must only contain update modifiers, labels. What the fuck that is? Update document. Modifiers, so labels. Let's go to collection. Documentation. And we're looking for structs and collection. And then we want to look at collection.update one. Updates up to one document. So query is our document. Yeah, okay, the filter. Yeah. And then the update implement into update modifications. Has to be, yeah. So this is a trait. No, enum modeling modifications to apply during update for details. Document. Only update operator expressions. An aggregation pipeline available. Oh. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. What's the issue? Both document and vector documents implement. Yeah, so either can be passed in place of constructing the enum case. Pipeline updates. Okay, yeah. Error support retriability. Await will return result. Let's see. Just see. So one, we're waiting. Return a result. So okay error. So yeah, I'm handling that. I genuinely don't know what's wrong with our document here. Invalid argument was provided. Update document must only contain update modifiers, labels. Right, doc. Got a set. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. That's not a big issue. But it's a bit more challenging, I thought. Well, I'm gonna call it a day there. Pick this up tomorrow. My brain's a little bit burnt out. I'll be working on this off stream as well. So yeah, I'll probably have this done by tomorrow. Be working on something else. At around 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, I'll be on cosphere.work working. So if anybody wants to join and drop in, for now it's only $10 a month, and yeah, I'll be on there, and you can join in a live meeting basically with me. That one's created in Express and Node and Express. So, and it's got a ton of bugs, but it works. So if you want to join me, you're free to. But that's it for me. I am out for today, and I'll see you all later.